Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to continue talking about arithmetic series. However, today we're going to talk about summation notation. So, summation notation is when you have something that looks like this. So let's just take a minute to review what that really means. So what it means is right here. You're starting when n equals 1. So that means your first term is when you plug 1 in for n. Well, 3 times 1 plus 1 is 4. Then you plug in 2. So 6 plus 1 is 7. Plug in a 3 for n and get 10. Plug in a 4 for n, get 13. And plug in a 5 for n and get 16. So remember, that's what summation notation really means. You're using the n values of 1 up to 5, plugging those in, and adding up those terms. Now that would be the straightforward way of doing this. However, when you have a lot of n values that you're spanning between, you're not going to be able to just add up all the terms. You're still going to want to use our summation formula or our series adding formula. Okay? So, let's take a look. So what are we going to do? Well, we still need to identify the pieces that you're given. So we need to figure out n, a1, and an, plug into anything that we're missing, and plug into the series formula to find the sum. So let's just jump into really what we need to do here. So we need n. Well, n is always going to be the number there. If we're counting using n from 1 up to 70, well, that means that there's 70 terms that we're counting. A1. A1 comes from plugging 1 into that formula. 5 plus 3 is 8. An is when you plug in the last term. So when you plug in that 70 into that. So 5 times 70 plus 3 gives us 353. So basically, you're given n. You just find a1 and an. You find them just by plugging them in. And now we can use our formula. And remember, our summing formula looks like this. All right, so let's plug it in. The sum is going to be n divided by 2, a1 plus an. So that's going to be 35 times 361. So 35 times 361, 12,635. All right, let's try this one. So again, 40 is our magic number. That's how many terms that we're counting. A1 is when you plug 1 into that formula. 3 minus 8 is negative 5. The last term is when you plug in that last number. So we're going up to 40 terms, so we need to plug in 40. So 120 minus 8 is 112. And now we plug that into our sum. N, which is 40, divided by 2, a1 plus an. So we have 20 times 107. 20 times 107 is 2,140 for that sum. So again, once you realize what to plug in, these honestly aren't all that bad. Okay? So just make sure you remember, plug in 1, plug in n, and then that'll give you all that you need in order to find these. So again, make sure you have all this written down and then come and ask if you have any questions before you do your practice work.